everyone. So I just wanted to make this video to talk a little bit about forensic anthropology, osteology, which is the study of bones, and why bones are particularly important when it comes to anthropology. Um, I've chose this subject because I am currently studying to become a radiologic technician, and so bones have always fascinated me, and I just hope you guys can feel a little bit more the same way I do after watching this video. The human adult skeleton consists of 206 bones total. The axial skeleton makes up 80 of those bones, and the appendicular skeleton makes up the remaining 126 bones. The appendicular skeleton consists of the clavicle, the scapula, the humerus, the radius, ulna, hip bone, carpal bones, metacarpal bones, phalanges, femur, patella, tibia, fibula, tarsal bones, metatarsal bones, and phalanges. The axial skeleton consists of the skull, auditory ossicles, the hyoid, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, sacrum, and coccyx. Now there are different types of bones. There are long bones like the humerus, radius, femur, and tibia, and there are short bones like the carpals and tarsals. There are also bones that are described as irregular bones, which would consist of the vertebrae and the mandible, and there are bones that are called flat bones, like the ribs and the bones in our skull. So bones perform important functions, like protecting our internal tissues and our organs. They support our body weight, and they provide a surface for muscle, ligament, and tendon attachment. They also produce red blood cells and store 99% of our calcium. A typical long bone like the femur has a main shaft known as the diaphysis. This is the longest portion of the bone, and the end of the bone is referred to as the epiphysis. The periosteum is the tough membrane that surrounds the bone, and even deeper is the compact bone. And even further in is the spongy bone. This is where the red blood cells are created. The epiphyseal plate, also known as the growth plate, is replaced by the epiphyseal line in adulthood. Now, a person's age, sex, and race are all variables that can affect bone mass and bone loss. For example, men usually have denser bones than women. They also have different bone shapes, and this is easily shown in the facial bones and in the pelvic bones. Well, as I previously mentioned, biological factors like age and sex of ancestry can be determined all by using bones. Additional things like stature, assessment of trauma that occurs, ante-peri or post-mortem can all be uncovered by forensic anthropologists. And if a fracture is ante-mortem, it means that the fracture has been made before the death of the person. If it is peri-mortem fracture, that means the fracture was received at or near the time of death of the person. So it could have been the fatal reason why the person died to begin with. And post-mortem fractures are fractures that have been received after death. So during the time from death to the time of recovery, these fractures are usually from excavation process, distribution, or even natural processes like soil, animals, or plant activity. Teeth are a great indicator of the age of death because they can withstand heat that can burn human bones. Also, teeth tells us about the diet and stresses of a person's lifestyle. There are a few different ways to tell the ancestry of the deceased. Facial bones are usually the top method, but other bones can also be indicators of ancestry. Stature determination comes from measurements detained by the available long bones and is used in a mathematical formula to get a range, not a specific height, but a range of height. So now you can understand the importance of forensic anthropologists and how their skills could be used in a legal, forensic, and archaeologist setting. So take care of your bones, everybody.